knowledge, empowerment, achievement, success. A solid education can unlock your true potential and unlimited opportunities. Today, we're helping you find the right program to fit your needs. On CSU Global, your success starts here. Welcome to CSU Global, your success starts here. I'm your host, Danielle Lerner. If you are looking to advance your career through education, choosing the right program can be a challenge, but it doesn't have to be. CSU Global has been meeting the individual needs of modern learners like you for more than a decade. As the nation's first 100% online, fully accredited public university and part of the distinguished Colorado State University system, CSU Global's top-ranked career-relevant programs are designed to help learners move forward today with the skills they need for tomorrow. With bachelor's, master's degrees, certificates, and licensure available for the most in-demand fields, CSU Global is focused on offering industry-aligned programs that give students lifelong earning potential. At a time when flexibility and affordability are top of mind, students complete their online classes at any time of day, but have the support of weekly deadlines to stay on track. Plus, with CSU Global's tuition guarantee, students ensure their low tuition rates will never increase as long as they stay enrolled. That's just a brief overview of what Colorado State University Global can offer. Joining us now is Dr. Dina Zamora, Director of the Organizational Leadership Program and faculty member. Dina, thanks so much for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
Now, you have been with the CSU Global family for almost 10 years now.
Absolutely.
So why is this the place that you have chosen to work and teach?
You know, I was approached by colleagues, and they said, you've got to come to CSU Global. They knew that, you know, what I was doing in other universities and said, you've got to come over here. The culture at CSU Global is absolutely amazing. The friendships that, of course, I've made over the years, but what drew me there was the nimbleness of Colorado State Global and the innovation that drives me. The change doesn't scare me, it gives me excited.
Yeah, I can tell. I love it.
Yeah.
You're embracing change and
Absolutely.
helping others as well. Tell us more about the organizational leadership program specifically. What sort of a program do you offer?
We have master and bachelor in organizational leadership. Very experiential learning. We try to make the student experience of utmost excitement for the student as well. We get passionate about the student's experience at CSU Global, which is another reason why I chose CSU Global.
Yeah, what sorts of skill set will these students leave with once they're done with CSU Global?
That's a great question, and I can speak to my program and tell you that they'll leave knowing that when they get into a leadership position, in management position, supervisor position, whatever position they get in of authority, that they'll have that confidence in what they've learned to be able to lead people effectively and hopefully make a difference in their organizations.
You touched on this just a second ago, but I think we need to revisit it. CSU Global really has that student-first approach, and they're very proud of that. Yes. Why do you think that is so important?
Well, you know, in online learning, it's quite different because we're not face-to-face. So we have to make that experience pop, as it were. So we need the student to understand that when they come in, they're going to have an experience. It's not just drudgery of reading a book and, you know, going in and completing a paper. We really want it to be something that they remember, just as they would if they were in a brick and mortar university and walking away with those experiences. We want them to walk away feeling really good about their experience.
If someone out there is watching this and this maybe piques their interest about looking into online education, what sorts of a skill set, what qualities do students have who do well in this type of online learning environment?
It's a self-directed focus for those that are online. While we have much support at CSU Global, and we're there to hopefully motivate and influence and encourage, that student really does need to have that self-motivation already built to be successful in online learning.
Yeah, and it seems like there are plenty of opportunities as well for these students beyond just the online learning platform. So how would you say that CSU Global approaches online education maybe differently than other institutions?
Yes, and we do. You know, I've worked for other institutions, so I do understand how that works. And usually it's very slow. It's slow to make decisions. It's slow to adopt new technology. CSU Global is completely different because we are innovative. We're looking for ways to bring the student experience to a higher level. In fact, we are the first university to adopt GameLearn into our curriculum, which is very interactive, and especially in our program, organizational leadership, which is very socially driven. So the student needs to experience something there. They need to know what it's like to lead, and how can they do that if they're not actually in a leadership position. So the gamification and simulations really work for that. So that's one of the things we do.
In the organizational leadership program, what sorts of jobs, what sorts of careers do these students go on to have?
The sky is the limit, literally. It is literally the limit because the organizations are limitless. We have students that have left and worked in corporate world, in education, in healthcare. We had one student in particular, which was very interesting. She had a huge farm, and she wanted to take it to the next level. So she actually started with organizational leadership in the executive path and moved forward and actually took her business to a whole different level. We have story after story of students that have walked away and ended up with better positions, were able to start businesses, start entrepreneurial efforts. Very exciting what students can do, and really the sky is the limit for them.
And I can see you just lighting up talking about your program and about these students, and I think that's a testament to the investment that you as educators make in these students. And so what's that like for you to see your students go on and achieve these great, sometimes life-changing things?
There is no greater reward for an educator. There is no greater reward than to know that the student has not only the return on investment, they've realized that, but to know that they're making a difference out there in what is passionate for them. There's no greater reward.
And then one more thing I just wanted to revisit. You mentioned that a lot of the instructors also have that real world experience, including yourself. You were in the corporate world for quite some time, and you bring that to your students.
Yes, we do. Our faculty are highly trained leaders. Most have worked in executive positions. So yes, they're able to share and almost what we like to refer to as mentoring our students. So it's more than an experience with an instructor. Yes, they're facilitators, but they're mentors, and they share those experiences with students. And many times they'll get on Zoom calls or whatever it takes, a phone call, and share what the student can do in the future to make their life better, or to give them ideas and tips on career opportunities. So yes, our faculty go above and beyond.
Well, Dr. Samora, thank you so much for being here with us today. It has truly been a pleasure speaking with you and about your program. And for you at home, if you'd like to learn more about the Organizational Leadership Degree Program and others, you can visit csuglobal.edu. Still ahead, we're talking criminal justice, why this versatile degree program is a true investment in your future, and unveiling the truth about online education. Stay with us.
I wanted to grow my career so I could make a bigger impact in my community in helping underserved students access education. I needed to go back to school. My daughter started school too, and to me I wanted to serve as a role model for her. Something that really pushed me was finding out that CSU Global had this super flexible schedule. That really gave me hope that that's something that I could actually manage. It really built me with the courage that I needed to get out of my comfort zone and become the leader that I am today.
Do it for yourself, not by yourself. Colorado State University Global is 100% online and 100% committed to giving you the tools and support you need to reach your career goals. Learn more at csuglobal.edu.
Welcome back to CSU Global. Your success starts here. Whether you are brand new to college courses or looking to resume your studies, Colorado State University Global is ready to support your goals every step of the way. With degree programs and graduate specialization available 100% online, students can customize their own unique path to academic and personal success. Higher education is your investment in a brighter future, one that should help propel you forward, not hold you back with debt. That's why CSU Global locks in its already low tuition rates, guaranteeing they will never change so long as a student stays enrolled. We're back now with Dr. Dina Samora, Director of the Organizational Leadership Program. Dr. Samora, you have taught thousands of students over the course of your nearly a decade now with CSU Global. Let's talk more about that student experience. Can you tell us a little bit about the actual online learning platform? What is it like for students?
We try to make it as dynamic as possible. The student can expect to meet each week with their peers and their faculty member in a discussion forum. So that's where a lot of the fun happens. They can expect to do different tasks, assignments, things like that. We again trying to keep simulations and gamification, some of the fun things in the course room, so that the students can enjoy that experience as well. And you know, nothing wrong with writing a paper at all, but it can be a lot of fun to do other things as well.
Sure.
So they can expect that. That's what they would expect in an online course room.
And of course, the whole goal is to make sure these students are ready and prepared to enter the workforce or maybe to take the next step in their career. So I'd imagine that's where your real world experience comes in, that you can act almost as a mentor to these students.
Absolutely, and I love that you use the word mentor, because that's exactly what we try to do, especially in organizational leadership, where it's more socially driven. So we do spend time with our students. Many times as a program director, I'll accept a phone call from a student to direct them. As faculty, I hear from my faculty constantly that they've been meeting with students, phone calls, Zoom calls, and talking about what it takes to make it, you know, in the world. The students are concerned. Am I going to make it out there in the world once I have this degree? And the faculty members can assure them, yes, you can make it, and here's how to do it.
Yeah, and of course the whole goal of CSU Global is to prepare students for their careers, for that life after college. So what types of career services or job placement support does CSU Global offer students?
That's a great question. We do have a career services center that will help. Many times students have reached out to the program director, such as myself, and we like to give them as much help as possible, giving them tips and ideas, and so it extends beyond the Career Services Center.
We know oftentimes online students have a lot going on in their lives in addition to education. And so at CSU Global, you actually have a policy where as faculty, you respond within 24 hours to your students. Why is that so important to their success?
It's important because they're waiting. They are literally waiting for that response. It's not like we're talking now, where we can have a question answered instantly. So they're waiting for the answers to their questions or their concerns, and we take that very seriously. So we do respond within 24 hours. That's part of our policy.
And we know that flexibility, but also affordability is so important right now for a variety of reasons. But CSU Global has that low tuition already, but also that tuition guarantee. So how do you, as an educator, see that financial support impact your students?
That is very important to our students, especially now. You know, it's difficult now for most people, and it's no different for our students. And to be able to have that assurance that my tuition's not going to change as a student. We also take very strong efforts to keep the book costs low and any kind of technology fees low, sometimes using open sources so that they don't have any cost in a course other than the tuition.
Thanks so much for being here, Dr. Samora. We so appreciate your perspective on all that CSU Global has to offer.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, do you have college credit but haven't finished your degree? Now is the perfect time to finish what you started. Colorado State University Global makes it easy by accepting as much of your transfer credit as possible. And that alone can save you time and money and help you reach your goals in the fastest, most affordable way possible. Visit the website csuglobal.edu to learn more. Up next, a closer look at the criminal justice program and how it's preparing students for careers that make a difference.
To me, I keep going back to why I wanted to go back to school. I just had to look at myself and reflect. I realized I should be doing something I love. I moved out to LA about 10 years ago to be an actor. I wanted to entertain people. You know, I had some success, but honestly, not enough. I realized it was time to get a real job. I decided I want to sort of pivot my career. I was like, what else do I love? I love video games. So I decided I was gonna take the next step in my career. And I decided to go back to school. I looked up people who had jobs at video game companies and just tried to figure out how they got there and was like, okay, what steps can I take to get there? I knew I wanted an online school with a schedule I could manage, and CSU Global was 100% online, so that was the perfect fit for me. My academic advisor, Rebecca, was there for me from the time I enrolled all the way through graduation. They really want to help you succeed. It was like VIP academic advising. When you have questions about certain material, you're wondering about your assignment for the week or your final project, that type of thing, it's incredibly helpful to hit up those professors' office hours. There's tons of support there as far as that, and they're happy to answer questions too. Going back to school, I honestly learned so much about how to manage and grow others and how to grow myself for that matter. I had this inner voice inside me saying, you can do this, like, you can definitely do this. I've gotten so much more confidence through the experience, and I got a job at a video game company and even got promoted while I was in school. So it's really allowed me to go out and do what I want with my life. And sure, I came out here to be an actor and have my name in the credits in the movies, but now I'm out here and sure enough, my name's in the credits in the video games. So it might not be exactly what I thought was gonna happen when I moved out here, but I'm still living the dream. I sort of just tweaked my dream. CSU Global 100% gave me the tools I needed to get into a better position in my career.
Did you know CSU Global was the nation's first 100% online, fully accredited public university? And it's received national recognition for offering one of the best online bachelor's degree programs. Colorado State University Global offers a wide range of choices for students seeking degrees, including criminal justice. And we are thrilled to have Dr. David Fruckman with us today. He is a psychologist, a forensic scientist, and criminal justice educator with CSU Global. Dr. Fruckman, thanks so much for being here today.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here today.
Now, we know that you have many choices as an educator, but can you tell me what made you choose CSU Global?
CSU Global offers opportunities for students who may be at a disadvantage to attend a traditional university. Students who have regular career responsibilities, military responsibilities, and home responsibilities who still want to pursue their online degree.
You mentioned that online students really are special. So what do you enjoy as an educator about teaching students at CSU Global?
Well, online students are special. They maintain their relationships, they work their jobs, they raise their children, they have all the stresses of everyday life, and then they log on at night to continue their education towards their educational goals. That's real scholarship.
And we know there are a lot of degree programs and different options. You specifically are here to talk to us about the criminal justice program. Can you share some information about that?
Well, absolutely. The criminal justice degree is an applied social science and leads to a wide variety of potential career opportunities. Opportunities in courts, in rehabilitation and corrections, in law enforcement, and in the private sector. These are jobs that are always going to require humans to do it. They're not going to be replaced by a computer. And they're also in demand 24/7 everywhere.
As far as the criminal justice program specifically, what have you seen as far as students wanting to learn more about criminal justice and the demand for this program?
I see a lot of demand for people who want to go into the forensic sciences. Still, law enforcement is a very popular career option, but we see a lot of students who are coming into the helping professions that want to be doing counseling and want to be working in rehabilitation, in substance abuse counseling, and so forth.
So as an educator with CSU Global, how do you personally support the students that you're teaching?
Well, students come into engaging discussion boards every day, and throughout the week they interact with myself and their fellow students in these discussions, in addition to completing their assignments that broaden their perspective on some of the topical issues of the subject of the class.
And you had mentioned that just because you're online doesn't mean that you're alone. There's really an entire community of students here with CSU Global.
Students have total support. They get technical support, they have library support, they have a writing center, they have a lot of assistance to provide them with help in the event that they get stuck on an issue.
CSU Global offers several truly unique opportunities for students. In fact, you just had one in the criminal justice program.
Yes, we just had a symposium in the criminal justice program that offered students an opportunity to present their academic work, to receive scholarships, and to receive publication credits for their work. And this is an example of the pride that CSU has in the work that their students are doing.
Yeah, I know CSU Global has that student-first approach. For anyone out there who may be watching this, may be interested in online education, what sort of a skill set or what qualities should students have to do well in an online learning environment?
Well, students in the online and learning environment are generally students who want to know how to find their own answers rather than being lectured to. These are students that may not be on traditional schedules and may need to log in at their own convenience.
We know freedom and flexibility, especially these days, is very important. And so you talked about how a lot of these students have other things going on in their lives as well. So they're really able to fit this into their life.
You know, students coming into CSU Global should look at the other students in their classroom and read the introductions. Many of the students coming in, some of them may be very experienced in their field, and others may be just entering the field. So it makes our classroom discussions much more engaging and much more beneficial from an experience standpoint.
And I know that you as faculty are not only accessible to the students obviously in your classes, but also there are other various support services, career counseling, things of that nature. Can you talk a little bit more about that wide network of support?
Absolutely. Students coming into CSU Global would do well to notice when they first enter the classroom their instructor's introduction. What they're going to see is an instructor that's not only academically qualified, but works in their field, in that area of specialty. Their instructor may be a federal law enforcement agent, a psychologist, a forensic scientist, or a nationally known expert in fraud. And these people bring their experience to the classroom in order that students get a pragmatic education. They're career ready.
Yeah, that real life experience and application really is so important in setting these CSU Global students apart when they go to get a job.
The faculty in this school work in their careers, so it's contemporary. They're familiar with the current issues and controversies in the various aspects of what they do, and they bring that experience to the classroom so that, again, these students are job ready.
Well, Dr. Frickman, thank you so much for being here with us today. We certainly enjoyed having you here and talking all about specifically the criminal justice program. If you would like to learn more about the criminal justice degree program and other offerings, you can head to csuglobal.edu. When we come back, we are unveiling the truth of online education and looking at ways CSU Global makes getting your college degree easier and more affordable. More CSU Global, your success starts here after the break.
I was miserable at my old job, and so I knew it was time for a change. I enrolled in a psychology program at CSU Global. I decided to pursue a career in clinical psychology and haven't looked back since. I travel, I like to do things on the fly, and so just being online really gave me the flexibility that I needed. I feel like CSU Global really set me up for success, and I do think that I can make some real change. It's kind of like the universe was saying, okay, you found your spot. You can go shine.
Surprisingly affordable. Guaranteed. Colorado State University Global's low tuition rates haven't increased in more than 10 years. And unlike most universities, there are no hidden costs or fees. The CSU Global tuition guarantee means your rate is locked in from day one, so you'll know exactly what you'll pay from enrollment through graduation. Learn more at csuglobal.edu.
Welcome back to CSU Global. Your success starts here. Before we wrap up, we want to take some time to dive a little deeper into the world of online education and the growing demand for certificates, micro-credentials, and industry licensures. First, CSU Global is regionally accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. That means their programs have been vetted by an independent, external group of peer reviewers who confirm the university keeps its promises to students. Second, just because you're online doesn't mean you're off the grid. CSU Global's student-first approach means you'll have constant support in the form of 24/7 tutoring, library and writing center access, tech support, career services, and disability services. Also, faculty are required to respond to student questions within 24 hours, so you'll never be without guidance and direction. We've already touched on the university's tuition lock guarantee, but you have even more options when it comes to financing your education. CSU Global offers a number of scholarships every trimester and even has a scholarship universe. Just submit your info and you'll be matched with dozens, maybe even hundreds of scholarships and grants that may fit your needs. Another way that CSU Global keeps tuition affordable is there are no student fees. Plus, CSU Global offers active duty military, veterans, and their families discounted tuition rates, which in some cases could mean no out-of-pocket costs. And finally, we know that education is an investment in your future. You want a degree that makes an impact and sets you apart from the rest. A CSU Global diploma can do just that. It is awarded by the respected Colorado State University system, has the CSU Global seal along with your degree program. But more importantly, CSU Global program directors are constantly working with organizations to ensure students have the right training and access to take industry exams. So as the demand for certificates, micro-credentials, and industry licensures continues to grow, CSU Global students are uniquely positioned and prepared to become licensed in their field of study. And a reminder, CSU Global is a public, not-for-profit state institution. Thank you for watching. We hope you've been inspired by the information and stories shared here today. Be sure to visit csuglobal.edu to learn more and dive deeper into the opportunities that await you. And remember, CSU Global, your success starts here.